Hello everyone, welcome to the annual budget tracker tutorial. Here we will begin with the instruction tab. In instruction tab, you can see sheet-wise instruction to use every tab. Here in the first row, we have also provided you the YouTube link to access the tutorial so you can use it whenever you want. Here you can see, suppose for annual total, we have provided the instruction to use with the screenshot of the sheet showcasing what the tabs you can use, edit, or you cannot edit based on these screenshots. Moving on to the next tab, which is setup. So you can use this setup tab to set up all your tabs necessities such as drop down, currencies, or starting month, end month. So first move on to the tabs navigation. So here we have provided the links for all the associated tabs in this spreadsheet. So suppose I want to move on to the transaction tracker. So here just you will move your cursor there and the link will pop up. You will just click on this transaction tracker link and it will forward it you to transaction tracker. So again, if we want to change the currency for our spreadsheet, here we have chosen yen, but suppose for the instruction we want to use dollar as our currency. So it will automatically readjust all our currencies throughout the sheet. You don't have to make changes manually. Here you have to change the starting month and suppose I want March as my starting month for the year 2025. The end month will automatically update as you have filled the starting date. You don't have to change manually and you don't have to change the any cell that is colored. So here you can see these cells are colored, so you don't have to change them. Now we have provided you various inputs for your drop down such as income, bills, expense, savings. Here you can enter income. So suppose I want to add one of the income such as taxi rent, which is a source for my income. And like that, you can enter up to 20 entries in each category. Suppose, and here you can enter name of your all your family members or people you are financially associated with. So suppose I want to enter the name of Emily and it will be uploaded. Here you have we have provided you various options for currencies, but suppose your currency is not mentioned here, you can just copy paste your currency here and it will be visible in this currency drop down. So we have provided you various currencies, but for the instruction purpose, we will be using dollar as a currency. So when you fill this up, you are all set to move ahead with your spreadsheet. In Bank Tracker, we can enter all our financial assets info, such as cash, credit cards, or bank account details. So suppose I have a cash where my starting amount is 1500. So I'll just go on enter 500, 1500, and it will be updated here. So suppose I have another account with Amex with credit card name MX2 and the starting balance of 1500. I will just enter here and it will automatically gets updated. You don't have to enter anything in withdrawal, received or current amount. As you can see, these are colored tabs, and if you try to edit it, suppose I want to type 1200, here you will get a heads up that you are accidentally trying to change that you are not supposed to. You just have to click cancel and you don't have to enter anything here in these formulas. Okay, so suppose I have a bank account name Royal Bank and I have a starting balance of $3,200. I will just enter it here and it will take care of all the withdrawal and deposit based on my entries. So suppose I made my current amount it is showing for cash is 1330, but I made a transaction of $20 which I haven't entered here. It should be 1310 instead of 3030. So I will just enter minus 20, and you can see it will automatically show me the exact current amount. Even for adding, suppose I got a payment of $500 in my Wells Fargo Active Cash Bank, but I haven't entered this in the spreadsheet and my current balance is 2700 instead of 2200. I will just add the $500 here and it will automatically show me the exact amount that is currently in my bank account. So suppose I want to transfer money from one of my banks to another, or I want to pay my credit card bills. So for that, I can use this tab. So suppose on October 2nd, here you will just click on this and suppose I did this transaction on 9th of September. In Excel, this calendar won't pop out, but you have to enter it manually instead of just choosing from the calendar. So suppose my payer bank account was Amex2 and the receiver bank was my gold card and I made a transfer amount of 500. So it will automatically here you can see that from my Amex2, you will see the transaction of $500 to another account, and my current balance gets automatically updated. So, like that, you can use the bank tracker to manage all your credit card and bank transaction throughout the sheet. Transaction tracker, you can enter all your daily transaction that you do on daily basis without any pattern or movement. You can enter that here in this transaction tracker to be noted. So suppose I am going to do a transaction of 5th of November in category of expenses, and here I will be getting the options as it might take us some time, but yeah, here I got my subcategories. Suppose gifts and charity. I bought something of $400 and I took the money from my City Double Cash credit card. I listed it as a want and it was done by me, James. So here you can see my transaction is registered in this tracker and it will automatically get reflected in all the other dashboard. I can also write any description that gift for Emily. So I can just write description in this, and that's how I can enter all my entries in transaction tracker. There are various recurring payments that we have to do every month. Suppose uh, paying your water bills, credit card bills, electricity bills, or subscription bills. So you don't have to enter each time on this spreadsheet. You just have to mention it in recurring payments, and it will automatically gets reminded to you that you have to pay your bills. So suppose I have to enter. I'm starting to pay from July 1st to you need not to enter end date as it is clearly mentioned there that it's optional. So from July 1, I have to pay bills in the subcategory of suppose internet. Okay. And I have to pay bill of around $400 and the payment account is Again, my Wells Fargo active cash, and it is in the category of need. And I can enter also recipient is James and its frequency. So suppose I have to make this transaction on the monthly basis. So I'll just enter monthly basis. So and here in the end date, if you want it, you can enter end date. Suppose it's a subscription, but suppose it's your daily needs and you don't have to. So on every first of month, it will remind me to pay my bills for the internet. So where I will be able to see it. So here we will move on to the next tab, which is recurring transaction tracker. So here you can see all your bills getting repeated throughout the year. So you just have to enter this tick box when you pay this bill. So I had entered July 1st as my uh, starting for the bill. And then, so here you can see it is being shown as July 1st, 2025 internet bill for $400 from Wells Fargo Need Change. So as long as I haven't paid it, it will be written like this. As soon as I tick this status bar, it will get crossed over, strike through, and I can know that I have paid this bill. So suppose I haven't paid this bill on July 1st and I have paid this bill on the day of 10th of July. So I can just update it here. And I, instead of paying $400 for internet, I had paid $800. I can just update it here and it will get automatically updated in all my seats. So like that, you can manage all your monthly, weekly, bi-weekly subscription. So here in recurring payments, you can also see there are various frequencies such as weekly, bi-weekly, every 3 week, every 4 week, monthly, every 2 month. So based on that, I can choose any frequency for bill payments and it will reflect here. And once I pay these accounts, I just have to just click tick and only those transactions that I have already tick marked that I have paid them will get registered in your monthly and yearly dashboards. In Excel, you will see that in status, instead of checkbox, it will show true and false, and from the drop down, you can choose true for the value for all the transaction you are paying, and it will remain false when you haven't paid that. So now we move on to the next tab, which is projected annual total. So in this tab, you have to enter category wise what is your projected expenditure or earning you are expecting in that month. So suppose in the month of April, I am expecting a salary of 5,000. From freelancing, I'm considering I'll get 200. From interest and dividends, I'll be getting 500. And like that, I have to enter all the projected income or expenses, bills, or in all categories that I am expecting. Suppose in savings, in April, I have a target of 300 saving in retirement fund, 200 in investment account, 200 in college fund, 500. So based on that, you just have to enter all these data here and it will reflect that on each category how much you are expecting to spend or earn. So in March, I'm expecting a earning of $2,000. In bills, I'm expecting 479. In expenses, around 800. In savings, 275. And in debt, 507. So like that, you can fill all your projected annual expenditure here in this tab. Now we move on to the annual total. In annual total, you will look that in although you had planned for around 2017 earning, in actually, you had earned only $2,000 in the month. Here, You don't have to do anything. All the tables where you see these alternative lines, you don't have to edit anything from these tables. So in annual total is completely automatic tab where you don't have to edit anything and you can just, as you can see, these are formula protected, and if you try to enter any data, it will gives you heads up. You just have to enter cancel, and here you can see all your expenditure based on various category, that how much you have made in salary and wages in March, in bills, in expenses, in savings, and in debts. Here you can compare it to projected annual, that how much you had planned and what is your actual. Based on this, you can take your financial decisions. Now moving on to next tab, which is yearly budget dashboard. It is completely automatic tab where you can see the start and end date, bills, expenses, debts, and savings, and all other categories for your yearly income and expenditure. Here you can see that you have currently $45,781 in your current balance, and debts is around 10.3% of your expenditure, saving is 22.6%, bills is 32.3, and 34.94% of your expenditure are in expenses. Here you can also see that how much money you have left and how much you have expensed that you have earned this year. Here you can also compare your projected versus annual in income, bills, expenses, saving and debts. And here in category wise, you can also see their subcategory wise projected your income and their actuals for income, bills, expenses, savings, debts, and also you can see recipient wise how much every person have spent in this financial year that you have chosen. Also, you can see the monthly summary, that in each month what was your income and expenditure and their differences, and you can compare it through these charts and see for yourself that how your income has changed throughout the month and your expenditure, and you can better monitor it for your future financial management. Now we move on to the next paycheck budget dashboard. It is similar to yearly budget dashboard, but instead of having a start date and end date of a year, here you can manage this dashboard according to your needs, that for one paycheck to another. If you want to manage according to that, so suppose I get my one paycheck at March 25th, and suppose I will be having my next paycheck around the April 25th, and I want to see that what was my income, expenditure, and all other uh, savings I did. So I can just change the date here, and I can choose also my starting amount. Suppose it was around $1,000, and I'll just select this. And here I can see what was my projected for that, my actual, my difference, and subcategory wise what was my projected income and what was my actual income for bills, expenses, total expenditure by Alice, Rick Jr. Here I can see, here you don't have to edit anything. As you can see, only you have to enter the projected cost. So suppose I, in salary and wages, I had expected around 6,000. I will just enter that. In the projected one, you have to enter according to your need, and it will automatically get updated. Here you can see what was your income in comparison to your projected. And here I had a expenditure of 45,781, out of which expenses were 34.9%, debts were 10.3%, and now I have money left of 50.8%, and 49.2% has already been expensed. So based on that, I can monitor my budget from one paycheck to another, and I can also create copy of this. So suppose you want to maintain that and you want to have another, you just go on to this, select duplicate, and here you will have another paycheck budget dashboard. Here you can change the date. So suppose I want to have a data for April 25th to May 25th, and that's how I can monitor from one paycheck to another paycheck my in all the categories and my finances. Now we move on to the next tab, which is a smart calendar. It is completely automatic smart calendar. You don't have to do anything. Here you can just change the month and you can see what are the bills that are pending from your end. So suppose I'm in November 25, you can see I have a renovational fund uh, pending from 26th of October. So on 1st of November, I have to make a down payment of $65 and I have made a payment for gym membership of $43 on 31st of October. So here I can see all my payments that I have to pay, and when you pay them, they get strike through and you can see them that you have already paid them. And on today's date, you can see it is on different orange color. As today is 23rd of November, it is showing me clearly, specifically that it is today's date, and I have a healthcare pending for $87 on this date that I need to fill. And as I fill them and mark it done, it will automatically get updated here. In Excel, instead of these checkbox, you will get true and false written, where true means that you have already paid the account, or false means you haven't paid it yet. So suppose I want to see it for November, I just select the date of November. Here you can see these are the payment I have to pay. And suppose if I have any payment that is, if I have more than five payments that are pending on that day, it will come written that more than five payments are pending from my end. So suppose here you can see 30th of November, we are seeing five pending tasks. So suppose I just go to the transaction tracker and I enter another entry on 30th November, and you'll see how it will appear. Of November, I just make another entry. I just change the date for this debts and I make it on 30th November. So you will go when you go to smart calendar. Here it will automatically gets updated and you will see as it is loading here. Now you can clearly see that it is showing that more than five entries in this tab. So I have more than five tasks pending on this date. So like that you can maintain all your day-wise expenses through smart calendar. Moving on to the next tab, which is January budget dashboard. Here it is a completely automatic tab. Here you don't have to do anything. As you can see, all the tables are in alternate color. So you don't have to do anything and you can monitor all your categories and subcategories. So for here you can see I had planned for salary and wages 6,000, but in actual, it was 3,489. So like that, we have subcategory tables for income, bills, expenses, debt, savings, and what was the total expenditure based on that month for each person. Here you can also see projected versus actual expenditure and how much money you have total expend and how much money actually have left. So like that, you can see all of your monthly expenditure and income through these tabs. and you can manage your month-wise expenditure and incomes through these tabs and monitor all your finances throughout the month. Here we have provided 12 budget dashboard, which you can use to monitor all your monthly finances. Now moving on to next tab, which is sinking fund tracker. Here you can manage all your goals for managing a saving account status. So suppose here you can see that I had a total goal of 2,09,000 and I have saved around 36,000. And here you can monitor all your funds and their status that for Fund 1 I had only saved 3.7% and the goal date is 15 November. So here I will show you how to change this. So suppose here is an entry. In this table I can enter the details. So suppose I want to enter tax saving 10 is an entry and I want to change goal date to 26th of December and my goal amount is $500 and currently I have started with the amount of $20. So here you can see it will automatically gets updated in saved left to be saved and progress. As you can see in the last tab here, I have only saved 4%. So suppose I have entered a money for in this tab. So suppose on 2nd of December I enter on tax saving 10. I had enter income of $50 and it you can see that it will be automatically gets updated here in my table. Here you can see now I have saved $70 and here you can see in the table also that my tax saving status has changed from 20 to $70. Like that you can use all your funds and you can achieve your goal and manage that where how much progress you have made in each saving account that you had thought of and what is your goal date and how much you have achieved till you reached your goal date. Moving on to the next tab, which is saving and debt tracker. So here it is semi-automatic tab. Here it automatically fetches your saving and debt categories as you had earlier filled in the previous sheet. So here it is showing the saving funds for your financial year. Also, your debts is also being fetched from your previous entries. So here you just have to enter the goal date, goal amount, and the starting amount, and all the other things will be taken care from the previous sheet. You don't need to fill it manually. So suppose in tax savings, I had a goal in mind that is on 31st December, I want it to be $3,000 and the starting amount is 300. So it will automatically show me that how much I have left to be saved. And also here in the graph, you can easily monitor your progress. That in college fund, I have made 125% progress, while in wedding fund, it is just 26% and tax saving is 10%. Similarly, in the depths also, you can easily monitor your progress throughout this graph. Here you don't have to edit anything else other than the goal date, goal amount, and starting amount. All the other columns are colored, so you don't have to worry about these or edit anything. And you can monitor all your saving and debts throughout the financial year you choose. Now we move on to the next table, which is debt management. There are two major ways to pay off your debt. One is snowball approach and another is avalanche. So in snowball, you pay off your smallest balance debt first, and in Avalanche, you pay off your highest interest rate debt first. So this is the difference between these two approach. So I'll now show you how to use this table. So first you have to choose a starting date. Suppose I'm choosing December 1st, and as you can see here, we are seeing error because December 1st is in future, and this chart shows your current status of the balance. So the date should be in present or in past. So suppose today is 26th, I can choose 26th or before date, any date before that. So suppose I am choosing 23rd. And here is the monthly extra payment that I'll be paying with this month other than my uh, usual minimum amount. So suppose I have to, instead of choosing snowball approach, I'm choosing avalanche approach, and my monthly starting payment is 300 for the first month. So here the table will get automatically populated based on the below table, which I'll show you further. So here we have a graph which shows the current debt balance in today's according to your date that you have given. So it will show you the current status of all your debts mentioned. And here in the next graph, you can see the progression of your debt payoff and when you will be able to pay off completely your debts. So here you can see it is between January 2036 and January 2038. So now I'll show you how this table will populate. So you'll just go to the bottom of this sheet. Here you will find this table which you can completely edit. So here I'll show you. For example, I have one house loan of $20,000 for which the interest is 6.7 and the minimum payment is 200. So here at the topmost table, it will automatically will get updated here and it will show me the debt-free date and debt-free month. So here you can see since I have chosen Avalanche, it is clearly showing all the debts according to the descending order in the interest rate. Since I have chosen 670% for house loan, it is showing according to that. Now, if you see, if I want to change it to snowball, so when I convert this to snowball, then the table changes in the ascending order of the balance. So suppose other than the minimum amount, I have 500 extra to pay in April 2026. I'll just add that and it will be automatically get updated throughout my table. I don't have to do anything else. And now suppose in the month of June, I have to take minus 200 from my debt paying money as I don't have that much of money. So I'll just type minus 200 and it will also will get populate throughout the table and I don't have to do anything. So like that you can use this table to pay off all your debt without any hassles. Net worth tracker is another tracker that will help you monitor all your net worth. So here you can change your start date. Suppose I want it to be September. My net worth goal is $50,000 and my current net worth is 1300. So left amount to reach goal. So here you don't have to fill it, it will get automatically updated. Here you can also see your top performing months where you had added more to your net worth and your worst performing months where you have lost most to your net worth. In this tab, you can also see your total assets and total liabilities. It will automatically get updated. You just have to enter your in cash and bank accounts, all your cash and bank account details, and month-wise their status and what is their current status and what is their current uh, balance. In the properties, investment, other assets, you can enter all your details about your assets. In liabilities, you can enter your credit card, short-term, long-term loans, and other liabilities that you might have. You can enter here. So I'll show you how it's done. So suppose in cash and bank accounts, I just enter one medical fund, and in January I had this for $200. In February it's 200, then in March it's 200, then April it's 200, but in May it became 500, in June it's still 500, in July again 500, in August it again becomes 800, then in September it got to 700, and I had to take 100 out of it. And in October it remains 700, November it's 800, and in December it is again 800. So here you can clearly see what is your growth percentage and it automatically gets updated in your net worth. And here you can see month on month your net worth, that what was your net worth in following months. Your goal, you have reached only 3.8% of your goal. Also, here you can monitor your total liabilities versus your total assets. So you can see when you had higher total liabilities in comparison to total assets. So based on that, you can monitor all your net worth using this tab. 50-30-20 budget dashboard can be used to monitor your need, wants, and saving and debts throughout the year or your chosen month. So here you don't have to edit anything. Just you have to choose the month or year you want to see your need, wants breakdown or and your goal. So suppose my goal for this year was 1550 and my wants goal was 1200 and my savings goal was 3000. So here you can see I have 26.96% goal for needs, 20% allotted for wants, and 52.17 for my savings and debts. But since here you can see in actuality it is just 20%, 39.55%. So my wants are higher income where I want it to be approximately double to that. Here you can see these in their subcategories also, that how you have spent your month in income, needs, wants, and saving and debts in the month of in yearly. So suppose I wanted to see it for the month of December. I'll just click on it and I can see also month wise that here are my income, needs, wants, and saving and debits. So here we can clearly see that I have spent this much money on renovation fund in the month of December. Suppose I want to see it for any other month for Feb. So I just choose it and I can see it for that month also. And it clearly shows goal versus actual, the goal, need, wants, and saving debts, how much is distributed among them, and their actual progress.